Jacob, real quick on a spiritual level, this is important for young believers or even believers that are growing in the Lord. It's when we bring this up, we're not saying there's a war here, there's a war there, Jesus is coming tomorrow. We're not saying that, but we're also not saying, hey, there's always been there, so don't worry about these things. How should a young believer, how should maturing Christians see these conflicts and how
he said Jesus drew a distinction between the remote signs of his coming and the imminent signs of his coming. And he made it clear that these wars and rumors of wars would increase, as would seismic activity, famines, pestilence, and so forth. These things would increase. But he immediately said, but the end is not yet. We need to avoid rambunction. I point people to a teaching that we did entitled The Caveats of the Olivet Discourse. And one of the things Jesus warned against is rambunction. Just think again of birth pangs, which the scripture uses to demonstrate or illustrate what it's going to be like. When a young mother becomes pregnant, she gets plumper and plumper. Obviously, things begin to happen. Hormonal changes. The baby, the abdomen begins to protrude because there's a baby that's growing. Okay, it's happened. But when someone is 2 months pregnant, or 3 months pregnant, or 4 months pregnant, that doesn't mean the baby is going to be born, next week. Yeah, these things are happening, and it's becoming more visible, and it's moving that way, and you know what's going to happen. But it also tells you, well, it's not going to happen tomorrow. It takes 40 weeks gestation for the baby to come. It doesn't take, it doesn't happen after 15 weeks gestation.
No, you're absolutely right. And so, very good, very good. So we have to look at it in terms of what Jesus said, first of all, in terms of his immediate signs, and then those remote signs.